In LA this week.
LA's Fleet Week may have come and gone, but we went on a tour of some of those visiting ships. I'm Gil Reyes with the story next.
I'm Saida Pagan at Pan Pacific Recreation Center, and I'll tell you about a day of service for the homeless. I'll have that story coming up.
There's a new museum in LA that teaches you anything and everything you ever wanted to know about cannabis. I'm Anita Bennett, and I'll take you inside the Weed Maps Museum of Weed just ahead.
Hey everyone, I'm Yana Kay. Here's what's happening on LA this week. A report released by LA City Controller Ron Galperin shows that the Los Angeles Homeless Services Authority is not meeting most of its obligations outlined in its city contract. But Galperin acknowledged the outreach work LAHSA does is difficult and is not solely to blame.
LA has the highest number of unsheltered homeless anywhere in the nation, with some 42,000 people in our county every night living on the streets. It is altogether unacceptable. Just this last year, the city of Los Angeles allocated nearly $500 million in its budget to house and to serve the most vulnerable among us. Now, as controller, it's my job to make sure that those dollars are actually achieving the result that they should be achieving.
LAHSA is a piece of this overall homeless response system. The city and the county are excellent partners with us in this work, and it's going to take all of us collectively looking at what we're doing, asking questions about are we doing it the right way and how can we do it better.
We are here to make sure that every Angelino has a place to come home to.
On bridge housing, one of the city's most fundamental priorities, LAHSA not only did not meet its goal, it performed worse than in the prior year, falling from a 32% success rate to just 14%.
Once folks get into those programs, they're staying there and they're waiting there because there's nowhere for them to go, and then the whole system is kind of getting backlogged.
On permanent supportive housing, LAHSA only met 4% of its goal.
What we've seen with some of these amazing influx of resources like Triple H and Measure H is that we had all of these resources come in and we tried to build up a system very quickly. And what resulted was a system that's imbalanced. We have a system that's heavy on the outreach and the engagement side, but we haven't proportionately built shelters or housing to move into.
Now again, is this all LAHSA's fault? No. There's plenty of blame to go around for this, and the city needs to do a better job of managing its contract. Having pressure to perform, I think right now that would be a good thing.
Ending homelessness in Los Angeles is not only about finding people suitable housing, but also about connecting them with the best resources to get them back on their feet. Elected officials and community organizers put together a Homeless Connect Day at Pan Pacific Park recently. Saida Pagan was there and has the story.
Medical screenings for those who would otherwise do without. A haircut to face the world with dignity. A warm shower for those who have waited for so long. That's what the Midtown Homeless Connect Day was all about. Volunteers and service providers gathering at the Pan Pacific Recreation Center, giving of their time, their talent, and their hearts.
I think really the community gives me some more understanding of what Los Angeles is about.
Dr. Simon Fung teaches at UCLA. On this day, he and his team offered vision screenings and free reading glasses.
There's a great need, especially for the people who are experiencing homelessness, to have eye care being taken care of. We're seeing a lot of people who need to have either glasses for distance, glasses for near, and some of them do also have eye problems themselves.
Dr. Fong is one of dozens of community partners who gladly sponsored this year's event. Ember Wise is another provider. She says her mobile shower service symbolizes a lot more than just cleanliness.
We would like them for them to maintain their dignity, and being clean is a major part of that.
This Homeless Connect Day was put together by LA City and county leaders with the help of community organizers.
The goal on this day was not only to provide health services, but also food and clothing to anyone who needed it.
LA Council member David Rue took the time to personally meet with those who are concerned about the homeless issue. He says connecting them with the right public agencies for housing vouchers, health and legal services is the first step to solving homelessness.
This is the front lines. This is where it all begins. And it's so great to see the city, the county, all of our nonprofit providers, and the community all holding hands to support our unhoused neighbors.
Dorothy Clemens has been homeless for 4 years, so being able to take a shower meant a lot.
Today was wonderful. The shower was amazing. I mean, I've been able to wash my body with it, but I haven't had time to have a real shower. Today was wonderful for me.
Christian Jimenez was overwhelmed with emotion as he talked about the outpouring of support.
I can't say it. Happy, helpful. They did everything. Thank God.
This Homeless Connect Day was one of several that are being held throughout Los Angeles, and organizers are calling it a success. Hundreds of people were able to receive assistance, filling them with hope for a brighter tomorrow.
For information on this and other Homeless Connect Days, you can contact Councilmember David Rue's office at 213-473-7004. Some formerly homeless seniors now have a place to call home as a new supportive housing community opens its doors. Officials gathered for the grand opening of Casa Carmen.
We're here in the heart of Pico Union. We have this incredible building that's built with the historic facade in place. It's 24 units for seniors.
This is a great feeling to live in that place because I got everything brand new. When I came, I only bring my clothes and my food. Everything is brand new. When I step and I see everything, I said, I live right here.
It's affordable with services. So this is really another part, a thread in the fabric of the solution to affordability and homelessness in the city.
We all need to have strategies for dignified aging, and aging in place, and programs for our older Angelenos.
Try to live the best you can. That way someday, like me, a door will open. It's people who will select your name and give you the opportunity to live better and happy.
Your life has led you to this point of where you deserve this. And I know that might be tough to hear, but you do.
And I know it's not a dream. It's true that I live right here.
Major League Baseball is stepping up to the plate in the fight against childhood hunger. It's part of a national program called the Home Plate Project. Saida Pagan was there with Los Angeles Dodgers players and city leaders.
It was an unforgettable day for these kids, thanks to the city of Los Angeles and the Dodgers. Earlier, dozens of school children had arrived here at the School on Wheels Education Center in Skid Row, all of them dressed in new Dodger t-shirts and hats. Inside, they got to meet Mayor Eric Garcetti and Dodger players David Freese and Joe Kelly. They autographed their gifts to the students, new backpacks with school supplies inside, but perhaps most important were their words of encouragement and inspiration.
Many of you guys know what it's like to sometimes, live not just month to month, not just day to day, but sometimes meal to meal. Who's been hungry in this room before? Huh? So we want to do something about that because you can't learn if you're hungry.
This event was part of what is called the Home Plate Project. It is designed to address childhood hunger. The highlight of the project is a $50 Smart & Final gift card that each child's family receives to buy food. David Freese is relatively new to Los Angeles. He says as a Dodger, he is glad that in his position, he can be a role model to inspire the next generation.
That's what it's all about, having your dreams and trying to make them come true and just pushing and getting along with everybody. It seems like all these kids love each other, so it's a good time.
Joe Kelly brought his family to the event. He says as a child, he often volunteered on Skid Row with his dad.
It's unfortunate when you see kids out there who are hungry and worrying about their next meal. And me being a father, it's one of those things that, as any parent, you want to provide for your family.
These kids were chosen to receive the backpacks and the gift cards because they are especially vulnerable. Many of them face food insecurity on a daily basis.
Anna Martinez tells us that she and her son Richard rely on public assistance to survive.
It means a lot. It means hope. There's hope for me not to worry for a meal for my son. It is very important.
Richard is 11 years old. He says the mayor's words truly inspired him.
He's encouraging me to work even harder to get to the places and careers I want to do.
This event was just the start of much more. School on Wheels is planning several other gift card giveaways in coming weeks. The goal is to not only combat hunger, but to bring happiness and a measure of joy to the lives of children who face too many challenges far too often.
The Home Plate Project is expected to provide another 600 LA families with the Smart and Final gift cards to purchase food. For more information, log on to schoolonwheels.org. Did you miss Fleet Week? Well, no problem. Gil Reyes takes us on a whirlwind tour of some of our military's mightiest vessels.
The visiting military ships from LA's Fleet Week may have sailed off into the sunset, but through the magic of television, we can still hop on board.
What did you think of the tour?
I thought it was cool. I would recommend it to my family.
A total of 6 visiting ships have docked in San Pedro for free public tours through Labor Day weekend. Let's go inside.
First up, the USS Scout, a Navy vessel that searches and destroys mines.
The most unique thing I would say about a minesweeper is that we're actually made mostly of wood, Douglas fir, as opposed to like the other warships that are made of metals. We have check shapes is what we call these, dummy mines, so we'll put them in the water and we'll practice hunting on these. So we have this mine here and then another type here. And so when I say mine hunt, we use our mine neutralization vehicle, which is right here. We also have another one up on one level.
The USS Scout is based in San Diego. Next stop, the U.S. Coast Guard's Cutter Alert.
We operate off the coast of the U.S. and Central America, and we're looking for typically counter-narcotics. So narcotics being smuggled from South and Central America.
Flashback to last summer. The Cutter Alert seized 12,000 pounds of cocaine from suspected drug traffickers while on patrol near Central America. Their biggest bust to date took nearly 2 months to complete.
We have electronic charting, radars, and then the helm where we steer, and then our engine controls.
Now let's visit the USS Tulsa, a new combat vessel with a hull made of aluminum. Notice the walls and ceiling. Aluminum is much lighter than steel.
This ship is unique because we are built for speed, maneuverability, agility, and we are built to go into shallow water. So we are faster than most other ships you see here in LA Fleet Week. The only ship that's faster than us is an aircraft carrier.
You know what else was fast? Fleet Week itself. Just 4 days for the public and our military to enjoy. We'll see you all again next year.
Fleet Week allows folks from LA to see up close some of the vessels that protect our nation. The ships available for tours included the USS Iowa and its 4 visitors, the USS Tulsa, the USS Spruance, the USS Comstock, and USS Scout. In return, visiting military get to tour and enjoy a few days in Los Angeles. LA Fleet Week was scheduled to draw close to 500,000 visitors to San Pedro over the Labor Day weekend. And while ship tours on the water were popular, there was also plenty of action on land as well. Anna Marcos takes in the fun.
A lot more than just giant ships have sailed in for LA Fleet Week at the Port of Los Angeles. This military village is a hands-on theater for all things armed forces related. Kids of every age try out machine guns, mortars, and missiles, and just about anything that goes bang. They watch demos like the one at this medical battalion tent, and they hobnob with the military men who man the front lines while protecting our country. Others play chopper pilot for a day. You can also hop on a Humvee, a MAT-V, and all manner of tanks and machines. Another big draw, robots, big and small.
It was something fun to do today, and they get to see our military, climb all over all the stuff, look at all the guns. Her daddy was a Marine, so.
There's so much to see here. Look at this robot. It's designed to pick up bombs and photograph them without anyone getting close. And that's not all. There's mortars of all sizes, homemade explosives. This is an actual one that was found in Syria. And look at this landmine. It's enough to take out an armored truck.
I just love our military and what they do to keep our country safe despite everything that's going on in the country. I honor them every day and I salute them.
How about getting 100 pounds of bomb suit on you?
It feels like I have like 15 sandbags on me. Like, yeah, it's heavy. It's a good workout, I'll tell you that much.
But if a workout is what you want, you can get that too at this military obstacle course. Among the obstacles, 200-pound tractor tires, football throws through tiny openings, and 100-pound sandbags. You have to run backwards with them too.
Then they carry it over as if they have a human being live on their backs.
This was a fun course. I like how they had it set up. Got my heart rate going, the arms a little tired, but it's fun.
Then there's some crazy stepladder running square thing that proves a bit challenging for some.
Doing the where you gotta run in between the squares and everything like that. Those ones got me because I'm not that coordinated, so I can't do it very fast.
Wait a minute, this 11-year-old girl can do it.
Well, I really love archery. I really love running. I love everything with sports.
It was pretty difficult. Yeah. It was a little out of my comfort zone, but that's what I like to do, put myself out there. So
this guy has the top record time so far.
If somebody else beats my time, I would like to come back and beat that again.
But for all the fun, LA Fleet Week reminds many of what being patriotic is all about.
I'm a Vietnam vet, and then I come here every day to commemorate my brothers that could not make it. Say thank you, no matter what. Vietnam vet or whatever, even today, I thank them all the time. If you are a true believer of the United States and when what we are proud to do, it's like Kennedy said, you know, not what your country can do for you, is what you can do for your country.
There were also parachute and aerial demonstrations, food trucks, music, and more. Weed Maps, the tech company that shows people where to find cannabis dispensaries, is now taking folks on a trip through marijuana history. Anita Bennett has a look inside a new pop-up weed museum.
On the corner of Melrose and Cahuenga, in the heart of Hollywood, there's a museum dedicated to all things weed.
The Museum of Weed is a 30,000 square foot interactive experience that really takes patrons through the journey of cannabis, telling historical milestones through artifacts, interactive installations, art exhibits. So it's a real recreation of cannabis history.
That journey through the Weed Maps Museum of Weed goes from pre-prohibition use to the psychedelic 60s to the Reagan-inspired war on drugs and the current fight to free those incarcerated for cannabis offenses. Now in this room, there's a recreation of the Cannabis Buyers Club, which was the very first cannabis dispensary in the U.S., and it was located right here in California.
During the 90s, when the HIV and AIDS epidemic was very prevalent, cannabis was used as a tool to help mitigate symptoms, pain relief, nausea, and the first dispensary in America was actually created by a group of individuals that wanted to provide cannabis to HIV and AIDS victims.
Since the museum opened on August 3rd, it's been a big hit.
We've had a lot of support from the city and had a lot of people come through here and have been very surprised by the level of education and the amount of knowledge that they're gaining. This experience can take, 45 minutes up to 2.5 hours, depending on how engaged you are with the content. There's a lot here that we feel there's kind of something for everyone.
The Weed Maps Museum of Weed will be open until September 29th. A welcome reception for a new LA City Council member. LA takes the lead in technology, and the deadline to submit for Embrace LA's short film competition is around the corner. All this in City Beat. City leaders, staff, and friends all joined together for a luncheon outside City Hall to celebrate John Lee's swearing in as council member to the 12th District. Lee is replacing Councilmember Greg Smith, who was temporarily filling in the vacant seat.
Tom LaBonge always told me, John, take care of those, people in your community, and you'll never have to worry about anything. And so that's what I plan on doing.
VIP judges and advisors have been announced for the John Singleton Embrace LA short film competition. Filmmakers interested in having their work read by Hollywood insiders have a September 15th deadline to submit their scripts. The competition is presented through a collaboration between the City of LA and the Pan-African Film Festival under LA City Council President Herb Wesson's Embrace LA initiative. The recent Los Angeles Digital Government Summit gave local leaders the chance to connect with others in the industry about the latest innovations and upgrades regarding technology.
Technology is completely transforming government, and here at the LA Digital Government Summit, over 700 IT professionals are learning the latest, greatest technology to improve the lives of LA residents.
What started 19 years ago as a culturally diverse gathering of neighbors with picnic baskets and lawn chairs enjoying local musicians from the community has turned into a phenomenal event that happens every Labor Day weekend. The West Adams Jazz and Music Festival is a neighborhood tradition with lots of soul.
I did dance a little bit once I got here, so I'm just gonna have a good time, and I'm expecting some more of my friends to come out too, so they're like en route here. So we're gonna have a good time.
Over on the west side, folks enjoyed another cultural experience. Jerk Fest brings together thousands of friends and families for the ultimate Caribbean experience in Southern California. From jerk chicken, pork, shrimp, yams, and other authentic island dishes, folks got to try it all.
I wanted to come and check out the Jerk Food Fest. I'm really into reggae culture,
The environment, there's a lot of sun, a lot of beautiful people. So, it's just one love.
It's always awesome, It's always good. Every time we come, it's always good turnout, good vibes, and good people, But the Jerk Fest is just a cultural, support, celebrating Jamaican culture, Jamaican food, and, authentic jerk chicken, original Jamaican staple. Jerk chicken is all in the marinade and the preparation. That's why you have to cook it on a drum, and you have to use authentic Jamaican seasoning. And that has a lot to do with the preparation.
Big up Timo, big up Brian, big up Christine, big up Sophia. We are doing.
I want to celebrate the festivity and enjoy the food,
The festival also featured beautiful carnival costumes, exotic animals, and dancing. Councilwoman Monica Rodriguez said goodbye to summer with a splash as she screened Aquaman at Hansen Dam for families. Kids enjoyed the movie in the water and a floating obstacle course.
Tonight we're at the Hansen Dam Aquatic Center for our grand finale of Summer Movie Nights for CD7, and we're going to be screening Aquaman.
I want to enjoy the movie. I want to see this movie.
The mood and everything, amazing. It's amazing.
watch the movie from the swimming pool is something we pioneered last year with the screening of Jaws, and so you can see there's an incredible turnout.
Thank you to Monica Rodriguez to watching the movie on the park, Hansen Den.
Will be a great thing for the councilwoman to do this again year after year.
I want to make sure that everyone in the city of Los Angeles knows about how we do movies in CD7 and come on out and join us because it's the best place to watch a movie in the city of Los Angeles.
These free events were made possible through partnerships with the city's Department of Recreation and Parks, Film LA, and LAPD. Celebrate Mexican independence with a whole bunch of weekend family-friendly festivities, including El Grito and a fiesta, and enjoy a music and art festival at the annual Tar Fest. All this in Things to Do. The City of Los Angeles and Councilwoman Nury Martinez cordially invite all Angelinos to this year's celebration of El Grito. This free arts and music festival will be the kickoff event in recognition of Latino Heritage Month. Join Councilwoman Martinez with food trucks, DJs, a dance party, and more. Don't miss out on El Grito, coming September 15th, beginning at 5 p.m. For more info, contact Nury Martinez's City Hall office at 213-473-7006. Grab the kids and the entire family and bring them down to historic Alvera Street for its annual Fiestas Patrias in honor of Mexican Independence Day. There will be entertainment, arts and crafts displays, children's workshops, live musical performances, and of course, plenty of food. The fiestas will go from 12 noon to 8 p.m. at El Pueblo Historical Monument, located at 125 Paseo de la Plaza in Los Angeles. Ready to dance with dinosaurs? Well, kind of. Join the La Brea Tar Pits as they celebrate Tar Fest. A day full of dancing, live music, food trucks, art-making stations for kids of all ages, a beer garden for adults, and much more. Don't let your weekend become extinct by going to Tar Fest on Saturday, September 14th at the La Brea Tar Pits, located at 5801 Wilshire Boulevard. Tar Fest goes from 12 noon to 7 p.m. And that's a look at some things to do. That's it for this edition. I'm Yana Kay. From all of us here at LA This Week, thanks for joining us. A reminder that you can catch us online at lacityview.org. We're also on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. See you next time for more of LA This Week.